They're not doing themselves any favors. Now, are they? They're really not, because consider this. Biden puts out a declaration. He wants to applaud National Transgender Day. I should say, what is it? A proclamation? A declaration? A proclamation, forgive me, on Transgender Day of Visibility 2024. Don't say Happy Easter. You had to say Happy Transgender Visibility Day. We got some Easter cupcakes. I'm like, oh, maybe they could be like half cupcake, half cookie. I digress. Anyway, on Transgender Day of Visibility, we honor the extraordinary courage and contributions of transgender Americans and reaffirm our nation's commitment to forming a more perfect union where all people are created equal and treated equally throughout their lives. Okay, first of all, no problem with it, okay? No problem. You do you, I do me, we're all fine. I'm very libertarian, you know that. But for goodness sakes, Joe Biden, you knew, either that or you guys are just so unbelievably stupid. You had to have known that when you declared this, I guess he put this into action some 2-3 years ago as soon as he came in to the Oval Office. You knew that this would be Easter Sunday before the election, right? If you didn't, then you guys are just plain old stupid. And it's quite possible that they didn't, because after all, Bidenomics.com, our friends over at the Americans for Prosperity group, americansforprosperity.org, they bought that, Bidenomics.com. And they bought that because Biden's team, with all his, TikTokers, somehow forgot to. So it's entirely possible that these people are just so stupid that they did not realize that this might become a little bit of an issue, just a little bit of a scab you don't want to pick at months before the election. To have Easter Sunday and National Visibility Transgender Day on the exact same time. Anyway, they want you all to know that it's misinformation if you dare to say this is Easter Sunday and Transgender Day of Visibility is the same thing, because you see, Easter Sunday changes every year, whereas a proclamation for Transgender Day of Visibility, it won't change. It's going to be March 31st from here on out. Let's watch that crackerjack spokesperson from the White House just minutes ago trying to make that very, very clear. Here's KJP.
So the criticism over the Transgender Day of Visibility, the White House said that the president wouldn't abuse his faith for political purposes. Does the president think that's what Republicans are doing on this?
I mean, look, just a couple of things, and really so surprised by the misinformation that's been out there around this, and I want to be very clear. Every year for the past several years, on March 31st, Transgender Day of Visibility is marked. And as we know, for folks who understand the calendar and how it works, Easter falls on different Sundays, right? Every year.
Okay.
And this year it happened to coincide with Transgender Visibility Day. And so that is the
because we were too stupid and we picked this day.
That is where we are.
Well, we did it deliberately.
I do want to say a couple of things because I think it's important here. As you just stated in your questions, what we've been hearing out there, a lot of misinformation done on purpose. And as a Christian who celebrates Easter with family, President Biden stands for bringing people together and upholding the dignity and freedoms of every American.
Okay.
Now,
Sadly, you can say that all you want, just like you keep telling us, Karine Jean-Pierre, that Bidenomics is working. The reality is people don't feel that Bidenomics is working, and they don't feel that Biden is really, say, all that Christian, right? You compare and contrast Joe Biden with, it even came down to the Easter egg hunt. You couldn't have any religious symbol on your Easter egg, so don't draw a cross, even though you might actually think that's somewhat synonymous with Easter. Don't do that, because you're automatically going to get disqualified. You compare and contrast that sort of mentality with, say, I don't know, like the Trump family going to Easter Sunday brunch, and we have that video, right, of Melania and her son and her father, and they're walking in, this is at Mar-a-Lago, to meet Donald Trump, and obviously I'm using this as an excuse to show you guys Melania video, so I hope you appreciate it.